Immediately I said to John, I have to split right after I speak. I hate to be rude. And so he's so kind to not even do any kind of business and let me talk right off the bat. You're my people. I'm from Polk County. So when I go to other counties, everybody's a new face to me. And I'm sort of a new face to everyone, too, as the new National Committeewoman. And I did want to have 10 minutes to speak to update you on what I've been doing and connecting us with what's happening in the Republican National Committee. I have, of course, like everyone else, a lot of criticisms, but I'm not going to focus on the criticisms. What I would like to do is encourage you in one major factor. As you have filled the room today as Polk County, hopefully we can fill it a little bit more. In the Republican National Committee, we're building an infrastructure for the elections. Very, very important. And at the state level, we're attempting to build an infrastructure, okay? And the infrastructure that I'm talking about is preparing for the elections. And the objective of the elections, okay, as all of us know, is to win the Republican seats, the governor's house. We want to win back that state house and the Senate, right? This is it. This is what everybody wants. We're all But there's two questions that have to be answered. First, how do you do it? And why are you doing it? What's near and dear to my heart is why we're doing it. And then after why we're doing it is how do we do it? And the reason why I'm standing before you and I ask for this 10 minutes is because at the end of this, I want to make sure that every one of us takes a personal interest and that we personally feel the conviction to make the how to do it a reality, okay? Why we're doing it is because of what we're seeing all over with the health care. The lies, and I'm sorry, but I would not apologize. It was a lie. The lies that are being told in the media. And I, working in the grassroots with the right to life, I know exactly what's in those bills. And I'm the first one to find out about it when we have the amendments that are put forward to prevent abortion being paid for with our tax dollars, and the Democrats defeat it. And then they go on the air saying, no, there's nothing in the bill that would pay for abortions. That is a lie. So the why is very important. It's not just the health care. But one of the things that I've been doing is I meet with small groups. In other words, I meet with groups about immigration. And I met with a man that wanted to give me his PowerPoint presentation. And he wanted to talk to me about how we need to improve and we need to do something about the people that have handicaps and what we should do, because it's just terrible what's going on. And he's a Republican. He's like us. But the solution that he came to was that the government we need to propose a bill and have the government do it. Because this has to be fixed. And as we're beginning to talk, I said to him, no, absolutely not, the government should do this. Well, we need to do something. Well, it's not the government that should do it. Well, Kim, it needs to be fixed. Yes, but it's not the government that should do it. And it finally occurred to me at the end of this whole presentation, 3 hours I gave of my day to him. And that's a long time for my day. 3 hours. And he was convinced the government needed to do it because of something that had happened in South Dakota where a philanthropist put in millions of dollars to run a campaign and to change and improve for this hospital. And I can't even tell you exactly what it was. And I said to him, yes, but that wasn't the government. He said, yes, but we'll take their plan and we'll have the government do it. And I said, but if you take their plan, the philanthropist that was a man who cared, and you put it into the government, what you're going to have is a screwed up system. Well, yeah, I agree with you, Kim, but we need to do something. I said, exactly. Which brought me to the reality of that we have all taken the pill, the socialist pill in a way. They have us so fixed on having to fix the government that we engage into this debate on fixing the government by making more government better. That's right. Folks, you cannot fix the government with the government. The objective is to get the government out. Amen. And the reason is this. Let me give you an example. And this talks about social issues too, okay? I'm not going to go from the debate on social issues plus economic, period, straight off the board. Let's just take an example of a restaurant. Let's say that you have two restaurants, a government-run restaurant and a private-run restaurant, okay? The food at the government-run restaurant is absolutely crummy. The food at the private-run restaurant is sort of good. Well, what happens to the restaurant when the food's bad and the service is bad, and it's not government? What happens to that restaurant? He goes out of business, right? So what does the restaurant owner do, and what do the people at the restaurant do? They work a little bit harder, they improve the recipes so that they please the customer, and the customer's tasting the food and giving up their money, right? And so there is a direct connection from the consumer to the business. Now, let's talk about the government restaurant. First of all, the government restaurant can't go out of business. Okay? They cannot go out of business because if they have less people coming, what are they going to do? They're just going to raise and get money from somebody else. So are they going to care about their service? Absolutely not. What if the food's crummy? Does it matter? Will they go out of business? No. Absolutely not. That is the reason why government has no place running business, because they don't care. I talk to people that are Catholic. Now I'm a Catholic, so if you're a Catholic, this isn't going to offend you, hopefully. Typically the Catholics in the Catholic Church have decided that the government is part of an extension of the church. And I'll talk to some guy and he'll say, yeah, you know, I really like this government reform for health care. Everybody should be getting health care, and I really agree with that. Okay, I say, fine. Have you ever been to Broadlawn yourself? Well, no. Have you ever been to the Veterans Hospital? Well, no. Do you plan to go? Well, no. And the reason is because at the Veterans Memorial Hospital right now, those men are not getting the same drugs that you can get at a private hospital. Why is that? Because the government, number one, can't go out of business, and number two, they're not caring as much. Just like the restaurant. And so what you have are men that are not getting the service that they could get if they were at a private hospital. Am I correct? No matter how you slice it, we cannot engage, personally, as Republicans, in thinking that we can improve